FTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. Plus them the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Like niggas ain't see the massive potential. I see murder weapons, wall, you seize a pad and a pencil. I do for self, I learned you worth more when you ask for nothing. Thoughts of killing shit, my brain's a weapon of mass destruction. Nuclear thoughts lead to atomic verses. Me and Max attack with a common purpose. I stole them niggas, you stole out your mama purses. You bitch niggas been disloyal since KB Toys. The streets gave me poise, no Melvins, just a bunch of Rodneys and baby boys. Listen, I'm not the one that you should try your luck with. Get abducted, fucked up, and then left in a rusted bucket, biatch. Sick train of thought, only y'all can conduct it. Just when they thought I was dusted and not a touch, I adjusted, and bounced back like I had Spalding on me. I am God, the clouds open, now the sun's rays is falling on me. To the heavens is calling on me, my shit gon' be elite. Your shit is mystery meat, you say it's beef, but it's all baloney. And fuck these niggas and all they homies, they all is phonies. I'm riding till the wheels fall off this bitch and it's stalling on me. It's alarming these rappers think that we all in the same ballpark. Fuck y'all thought the disrespect is appalling. Standing over the witch's cauldron, concocting murderous plots to help me further my spot. Guess you can say I'm stirring the pot. Heard a lot of niggas think they fucking with the overlord or going overboard. Potent dope that's spoke from vocal cords. The key to success is possessing a gift that can open doors. Therefore the flow is nasty like infected open source. You igniting rusted armor, equipped with a broken sword. Throwing rocks at a fire, breathing dragon, provoking wars. These is more than rhyming words, my nigga. I'm no thesaurus, I'm too complete for you to compete. My shit deep as the ocean floors. But yet I'm barely scratching the surface. Trust me, it's more to come. So motherfucking hot, I ignore the sun. Imagine if Yvonne Thomas ignored the conscience and chose to abort a son. Iraq, niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping actors if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind the screen naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rappers mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
Why you be doing the boys like that, putting them all in their feelings? I don't know. Shit, I can't help it. Nah, cause I be riding in the new whips. Yeah, and shitting on these haters. Yeah. They say I got a problem, huh? Keep banning these foreign whips. Why you doing like that? They say I got a problem. Cause I keep a bad bitch. Don't flag. They say I got a problem, huh? Fucking these racks up. Don't do like that. They say I got a problem, huh? I stay designer down. They say I got a problem. Yeah. They say I got a problem. 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 Pulling up a new whips. Yeah, I got a problem. 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 Stay drilled up in the lace. New whip, new bitch. Pockets full, walk with a limp. Ballin' on you niggas like Sean Kemp. New stick, got it on my hip. Stay drip down, keep a bad bitch. My crib filled with muscle wheels. Young flat nigga, rockin' skinny jeans, Balenciagas on my feet. Pulling up, I'm flicking on them. All the jewelry on me, water dripping on me. My jewels bright like chandelier, like bad bitch. I ride fat whip, got niggas mad with some sad face. Cause I came up, started from the bottom, no hand out, got it on my own. Was a team player, but they ain't show love. Put the niggas on, team full of boss. I'm a flat nigga, yeah I stay sauce, yeah I stay fly, yeah it's every day. Yeah I got a problem, can't hear myself. I fuck designer women, I drive us out of wheel, smoke the best weed, party on yachts. Heard niggas hate, cause a nigga winning, caught the new whip, got a many feelings. I'm a big dog, pop my shit, got some young niggas that's with the shit. When I'm in the club, I'm standing out, sending over attention. My jury loud, it's a light show, hope I rinse up, just lit it up, about to steady come. All my bitches love me, all my niggas hustle, don't love these hoes, I ain't with the cuff. They say I got a problem, huh? Keep banning these foreign whips. Why you doing like that? They say I got a problem, cause I keep a bad bitch. Don't flag. They say I got a problem, huh? Fucking these racks up. Don't do like that. They say I got a problem, huh? I stay designer down. They say I got a problem, yeah. They say I got a problem. 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 Pulling up a new whips. Yeah, I got a problem. 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 Stay drilled up in the lace.
I got a problem, they know that I'm with it. I smoke me an L, but you know that I'm winning. I'm speeding through traffic, they know I'm a risky. It's talking behind me, you know that's a ticket. I rap with my guys, they know I'm a split it. And we not the same, hope you know that we different. You on her back, she want it, she get it. If I start up the cat, hear the roar in the engine. I went and got me a bag. Told my little bitch we can run it up. Yeah, heard you and caught you a bag. You ain't built for this life, you keep fucking up. I got a problem in love with the straps. In case you keep thinking about running up. 2 pockets full, had to give me some more. Now 4 pockets full, had to double up.
They say I got a problem, huh? Keep banning these foreign whips. Why you doing like that? They say I got a problem, cause I keep a bad bitch. Don't flag. They say I Xana down. They say I got a problem. Yeah. They say I got a problem. 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 Pulling up a new whips. Yeah. Yeah, I got a problem. 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 Stay drilled up in the lace.
Yo. Bitch.
Boy, you niggas talk too much. Fuck that chitter chatter. If a nigga snake me, I'ma turn his ass to Casper. You been trapping all your life, still broke, you hustling backwards. If my bitch give you eye contact, then you can have her. Turn her to my old hoe, so I'll be looking past her. Don't mind me, I just keep it church like a pastor. You couldn't even imagine what it took to get it here. Ay, I just ran through 100,000 last year. Ay, keep that on the hush. Don't tell my baby mama's child support it hunt me like I know what you did last summer. Ay, real niggas weird, think these niggas bitches color pink. They probably somewhere washing they pussy in the fucking sink. Let that sink in. I put that on the fan. If a nigga cross me, they won't cross nobody again. Ay, many men they hate me, but they bitches wanna date me. Ay, baby, I've been going crazy. I've been on one lately, smoking presidential Ronald Reagan. I don't do nothing basic. Ay, report live from the basement, ballin' like a pacer. Ay, I'm getting that fast money in the fast lane like a racer. Ay, got a Glock with a 50 clip, it erase all your data. Ay, headshot or leave a fuck nigga on the pavement. Ay, his mama better pray for him. They hope that ambulance save him.
This is the Kickback. We are officially live from the West End for the Black People Studios. Sorry to keep y'all waiting, but we are here without further ado, ready to raise our red cups and have a good Sunday to talk about these NFL games going into Week 16. I'm your man Terrence Tomlin, coming to you as always with my partner Herb Howard from I Said What I Said.
What's happening, good people?
My partner from the Bigs, Eugene McIntosh. How you feeling, bro?
What the now news?
Happy to be back in action with my brothers, man. After a Christmas week, you know what I mean? Christmas is
man.
on Friday. I'm still kind of knocking the cobwebs off, but I'm happy to be back in here with my brothers, man, to talk. Hopefully, playoff Bears football, man.
hopefully.
Can you believe it?
Shout out to the 49ers for handling that business for us yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Hey, I think Mitch might be hitting me up at around 11:30, man. He might
Okay.
have some news for us, so we're gonna be waiting on Money Making Mitch to hit me up.
Speaking of money making Mitch,
Yes.
he might have some other news too.
Yeah.
Rumor has it from Adam Schefter, who is as good an authority on NFL news as anybody, says that the Bears are strongly considering re-signing Mitchell Trubisky, which is, different. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, they declined his fifth-year rookie option, which is usually means we done with you. Because if you draft somebody, you get the option to keep them for 5 years, and you got to make that decision after their fourth year. And the Bears are like, nah, we're not picking up that fifth-year option, which would have been a much cheaper price to have a starting quarterback. So to waive that option was like, nah, we kind of done with dude. And now, after he started 2.5, 3-0, and then the Bears lose 6 straight, and he comes back and may lead them on a late season playoff push. He may have just saved his career here in Chicago and maybe banked a lot of dough. So you might be right on the money making Mitch.
Absolutely, everybody. Like you said, I feel like over the last few weeks, the offense has averaged 30 points a game.
Yeah.
It looks like he belongs on, definitely on an NFL team.
He looks like a starting quarterback.
He looks like. See, now I'm like, okay, if he comes back, and I want to bounce this off of you just to kick it off. Do you see him coming back as a starter, or is this, the Bears have had quarterback issues forever. Let's not just cast somebody out who does look good on the field for us right now.
Yeah. I think that if they bring him back, I think they bring him back with the intention of him being their starting quarterback. And I think that if he can play serviceable football, again, I still think you have another at least 2-year window where this defense is going to be capable of playing at an elite level with Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack. Eddie Jackson just signed his extension last summer, so they still have at least 2 years left where guys like Kyle Fuller will still be in their prime. Roquan Smith is steady ascending. Danny Trevathan is still playing at a high level. And so if you can get serviceable football from Mitch for the next 2 or 3 years, that should keep the Bears in playoff contention over that span. And so if you can do that at a relatively cheap price, then you can start investing your draft capital into other areas of need, say offensive line, some of those areas where we kind of are a little bit deficient in.
Definitely need to touch on that as far as, when the offseason comes. They got more issues than just the quarterback. But, man, Gene, and me and you have kind of gone back and forth on Mitch all season. I got to tell you, my head is kind of spinning right now. We just got that news before we went live.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we go from sitting Mitch, finding out he's better than Nick Foles, like you said, basically in position to save their season after losing 6 straight, to now Mitch could get a contract to be back with this team. Gino, bruh, please help me understand, because aren't you supposed to, if you're the GM of this team, you're supposed to always make sure I got to, if it's a better player to be had out there, I got to go get him. If these guys sign Mitch Trubisky back, is this another situation like they came into this year where it's like, okay, let's find another quarterback that can compete with Mitch Trubisky and battle for that starting spot? Or is this, okay, Mitch, you win, you're the starter?
Okay, Mitch, you win, you're the starter. Because we talked about this, man. You went over the free agent list last week about the quarterbacks out there. And there were a few quarterbacks out there who I feel like, could be as serviceable. Yeah, no clear-cut favorite. But there were a couple guys out there who I think would be starting quarterbacks in the NFL. The other guys, whatever. We shout out to Ryan Fitzpatrick yesterday because he's one of the guys that I don't really mess with. But I can't deny his impact. I can't deny he's a gunslinger, takes chances down the field and all of those type of things. So, bringing a guy like that in, like Herb just said, to be able to rock with the defense who we think has at least maybe a year or 2 left to play at this high clip that they have. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is good enough to do what's needed to.
He can get the job.
The job done. He ain't Aaron A-Rod and Tom Brady and all these top tier guys, but he's definitely in that.
Throws.
Yeah, he can make the throws. He doesn't have a problem taking the chances. All of that, but I feel like if you bring Mitch back, you're giving him the starting position.
You got to.
Here's what I like about Mitch over the last couple of weeks. And, yes, it's his play on the field. I feel like he's been dropping dimes. But it's between the ears for me, man. I feel like his not give a fuck levels are exactly where they need to be right now. You know what I mean? With Matt Nagy not calling plays, him and Bill Lazor look like they're building some chemistry.
Yeah.
And Bill Lazor looks like he's learning who Mr. Trubisky is, and that's what Matt Nagy, what he failed to do. And I feel like the 2 years he had Mitch.
I'll tell you who he's learning what they can do, and that's David Montgomery.
Ooh,
right?
Oh yeah,
like that's as much of a that's a bigger piece as anything, even about what Mitch is doing, like just utilizing David Montgomery. But to your point specifically about Mitch, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that he's gone through an experience that's kind of forced him to kind of look at this thing differently, right? You came into this franchise, it's charter franchise in the NFL. You number 2 pick. They traded up to get you. They handed you the keys from day one, right? You had to take the car from Mike Glennon. How hard is that? Ironically, you play Mike Glennon today, right?
Yes, sir.
But that was Mitch's job from the day they drafted him, and then I think he thought he was doing the very best that he could in terms of being a leader, in terms of showing up, in terms of doing all the small things that goes into being an effective starting quarterback on a week-to-week basis. But when that thing is taken away from you, right, I think that you kind of come back with a renewed sense of focus, a different perspective about what it takes. And I think that mentally he has been sharper. I kind of see a different demeanor from him even in his press conferences when he talks. He used to talk this very robotic shit where he didn't really say nothing. It was just and now you're starting to see like this is an actual person in here. Like he actually has something to say. He actually has some emotion.
He actually has some soul.
Right. He has some soul, right? And I think that as much as you're seeing that in the press conferences, you're seeing that on the field. One of the most impressive things I saw from him over the past 2 weeks was against the Houston Texans. First play of the game, Demo takes it 80 yards to the crib. Demo gets to the end zone. He turns around.
First person
there is Mr. Trubisky. Right, he jumps into Mr. Trubisky's arms. For your quarterback to hand the ball off to you and then beat everybody else 80 yards to the end zone and celebrate with you first. Player. That was, to me, that said something. I couldn't find a shot on the television broadcast to show him actually sprint down the field, but he had to, right? Because you hand that ball off 5-7 yards deep, and then you got to sprint the 87 yards back to the end zone, and you beat everybody else there except for Allen Robinson, who was running with Demo.
Exactly.
And so I thought that was very, very telling as well. So he's bringing that renewed sense of urgency, that energy, that passion, and he's showing up on Sundays.
And like you said, man, having that gig taken from you, especially like you said,
straight up snatched from him.
Snatched from you.
Like you've been saying though, while he was 2-0.
And that still kills me on the inside
Right.
because there's just no way that should happen. We know Matt Nagy's been itching to pull Mitch from the starting line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We know that. But the fact that this guy was 2-0, well 3-0 because they're giving him that victory against Atlanta, even though but he started. He was a starter. So 3-0 is just no way you have your gig taken. So like Herb said, man, it's different if you down 0-3, you start out 0-3, and it's like, well, damn, maybe I am fucking
right.
up. But it's like, nah, man, I'm doing the best I can. I come in every day. The guys got my back. I'm leading the charge. Yeah, I may make a throw or two, that I would love to have back.
Sure.
Who doesn't make those throws?
Sure.
It's only one A-Rod. It's only one Tom Brady.
Sure.
It's only one Drew Brees.
Sure.
It's only one more. Who's the other one? Give me one. There's only one more.
Pat
Mahomes.
Right.
The rest of them guys, everybody's going to make a mistake.
That's a great point, man. And I feel like that's something that even I haven't, embraced with Mitch Trubisky. Is he one of those top guys? No, but does he have to be?
No, he doesn't.
We see right now the man is winning games, and which brings us to today, man. And this is why football is so beautiful. We talk shit about the 6-game losing streak, but how big were those previous 5 wins, bro?
Getting out to that start was critical.
It's huge. You see how huge it is today with these guys in position to control their fate to get into the playoffs, and now they're playing.
Losing 6 in a row, bro, and still having a chance to make these offs.
Yeah, man.
In control of your own
It's
destiny in the last 2 weeks.
Unbelievable.
That is an unbelievable thing.
So, if the Cardinals win next week and the Bears lose,
Cardinals go.
okay. So if the Cardinals lose and we lose, we go.
We go.
So here's the scenario. The Bears go to the playoffs by winning their final 2 games in Jacksonville and at home versus their final 2 games in Jacksonville and back at home versus Green Bay, which we'll talk about that later.
Right, that's the easiest role. They control their
what
destiny.
Arizona does if we win both.
Win out, they're in.
Right.
Okay.
All right, if they split, then Arizona has to lose to the
out.
Rams next week.
Right.
Because they just had their week 16 yesterday.
Bears to the offs.
Yeah. I think the Bears
Come
are
on,
going
man,
to the playoffs.
what you on, DJ?
It's the other way around. So if the Bears win today against the Jags, they take the playoffs. If they both lose next week, the Bears still stay in the playoffs.
No.
So long as the Bears win today, then the Bears are currently the 7th seed now.
Correct.
And they go until next week controlling their destiny.
Exactly.
So if we win, we got it.
Correct.
If we lose and they lose, we still get
in.
Exactly. So if the Bears win, they're not in the playoffs yet.
If they win today, they are in the playoffs.
No, they aren't.
No.
No, they aren't.
DJ,
no, they aren't.
Right
bro.
now, DJ.
No, they aren't, bro. If they win today, they do take over the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Like today. But they can lose it next week.
They can lose
If
it
the
next
Cardinals-
week if they lose and the Cardinals win.
beat the Rams, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
The Bears hold the tiebreaker. That's why if they win out, they're good.
So if they both finish at 8-8, we'll go to the offs.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Come on, LA. Come on, Jay Goff. Come on, Aaron
You're
Donald.
talking about a Rams team that just lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah,
I know they are
come
heated.
on.
Yeah,
They're
they
heated,
gotta
but
be
it's
ready to
like-
play ball.
Yeah,
Hey, bro,
yeah,
like you said, it's football. Any given Sunday, you can get caught slipping. But did y'all see Sean McVay after that game?
I
He was lit.
I turned knowing that the Jets were going to lose.
Yeah, and they blew my parlay, but that's another story. But Sean McVay, that man was tight.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so tight.
Yeah.
We can't be the team to lose to these guys.
No.
Man.
Yeah.
He was tight.
You know who else was tight in terms of coaches? Mike Zimmer.
Oh, I saw it.
Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, that man said, this is the worst team I ever had.
Mike Zimmer, who's one of the most decorated defensive minds in the league for the past 30 years, right? He's coordinated some phenomenal defense, even on those Cincinnati teams that was terrible win-loss records, but they had pretty formidable defenses. And then what he's done in Minnesota speaks for itself in terms of defense. He said, this is the worst defense I ever had, man.
Oh, I loved it.
Like, for the head coach to come out and say, like, this is the worst defense I've ever had.
I loved it. I wish we could get more of that. I wish Billy. Oh well,
That's a whole nother sport. But yes, I feel you. I wish that as well. So.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love when coaches just come out and they spit the truth. None of the fluff that
no coach speak. These dudes huff.
Think
right.
Yeah, they're huff, man. And I don't know what's next.
I've been coaching football 50 years. Nobody's worse than these dudes.
Oh man, if I was on that
Nobody's worse than
defense, if I was
Yes.
on that defense, bro,
Yes.
woo, would I have to look in the mirror?
You got to.
Absolutely, man. Because like you said, one of the most respected coaches
Yeah.
is just telling it how it is.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. No, that was a very, very telling thing to hear, for real.
Yeah, man. So on that note, man, it's meaningful football going down in Jacksonville today. I heard, on the way in that it's Bears filling up that stadium right now. They allow.
Oh, they allowing
Yeah,
fans?
they allowing fans
How
in
many?
Jacksonville.
Did-
I think it's like a third of the stadium is allowed.
Oh, that's a sizable amount.
And
That's probably all they usually get in Jacksonville
Exactly.
anyway.
Exactly.
So if it's mostly Bears fans, that'll definitely be what's up.
they're saying there's no Jacksonville Jaguar fans there.
I
right
bet.
now.
Are
So-
there Jacksonville Jaguars?
Right? Do
Absolutely
they
not.
exist? Not since like
feel-
Tony Baselli and Jimmy Smith and
When's
Mark
the-
Brunell,
Exactly. When's the
Mark Brunell. Wow.
when is the last time
Keenan
we played them?
McCardell,
Keenan McCardle.
Exactly.
Right.
Fred Taylor.
Go
Fred,
ahead,
that was
Fred
my man.
Taylor.
All right, I used to play with them on Madden.
They had
Fred
a
Taylor.
squad.
And the D was good. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a little squad.
Yeah.
Man, I'm wondering. I think the last time they played Jacksonville, it was the Bears traveled down there and took over the stadium. So if they're allowing fans, I think it's gonna be more Bears fans there. Anyway, so guys, really the playoffs start today. You know what I mean?
Facts.
The
I mean-
Bears control their destiny. They win.
Come on,
They
guys.
put that pressure on Arizona.
Come on, guys.
That defense, I feel like is waiting for an opportunity to flex on. You know what I mean?
It's
So-
not the best team. It's the hottest team, right?
Exactly.
It's the hottest team going into the playoffs, and the Bears have been in playoff mode for at least the last 2 weeks. We had to beat Houston. We had to beat Minnesota. We got to beat Jacksonville, and then we're going to have to beat the Packers. And let me say this early. All this hope of, the Packers clinching the first number one seed this week
And laying down.
No.
that's not going to happen. Like, if that's what you're banking on next week, that's not going to happen. The
I heard
Bears
it's
are going to
like
have to
we've
show
seen.
up and
Exactly.
beat the Packers. A-Rod loves to stick it to the Bears. Like, Aaron Rodgers can't wait to just stick it to the Bears. So don't think that, if they lock up their number one seed and they're going to rest all this. No, they're not. They're going to come and try to put it on the Bears,
What did
period.
Thanos say? Dread it, run from it.
Yeah.
It's still going down.
Yeah.
Of course, it comes down to Bears versus Packers. Aaron Rodgers holding the gun. They're going to have to beat them.
I still remember the Bears letting the Packers sneak into the playoffs. What was it? 20 I don't remember exactly what year. 13, 14, something like that. They let the Packers sneak in on week 17.
Was this a Lovie Smith year?
No, I want to say it was maybe.